Hello everyone, welcome back to S2C Coasters Podcast. My name is, of course, Brad the Water Parker, and guys, we are back finally after a very long hiatus. I'll give you guys a little bit of rundown real quick before we get into the show today. I'm really excited to kind of break it down and just kind of talk with you guys for a little bit because I haven't been able to do this in such a long time. First things first, what have I been doing? What's been going on in the background? Number one, I had my computer issues over the past couple weeks, and after I got those resolved, I lost several videos that I actually pre-recorded. I'm for the most part, I pre-record a lot of my Wednesday shows. I pre-record a lot of content, but that's one of the main things I pre-record, and I upload that straight to YouTube. I traditionally would take a block day and I'll just record. I haven't been able to do that in such a long time because I've been busy with other obligations. I'm the head of other organizations, regionally speaking, and I have been extremely busy with at least two of those. The other one I've been kind of okay with, tallying back a little bit, but I have been extremely busy. I have been working on this for a very long time. Just trying to get back. Sorry, I just got a text from one of my friends. It's a coaster meme. If you hear me laugh a little bit, that's the reason why. So for myself, I've been extremely busy, and I just yesterday, so this is recorded on Tuesday, this is uploaded on Wednesday, so this is a day behind for you guys. Just yesterday, I sat down and I had about maybe 30 minutes to talk. So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking 30 minutes. I'm going to talk. I will say that we're going to try to get back into pace. I'm going to take a block recording day here in the next few days and just record the living crap out of shows. And you guys are going to get a ton of content because I've got show ideas dating back from years ago. And today, we're going to kind of break things down. We're going to talk about my top 5 things, my 5 items on my coaster water park wish list for the next couple years. And really, this is a way for me to kind of sit back and just kind of spitball ideas to you guys. And maybe one of these ideas will work. Maybe one of these ideas will actually happen, which I would love to see. But these are just 5 things that I can tally off. These are 5 things that I've talked about a lot that I would love to see come to the parks. I feel as if we get kind of carried away with these shows. Of course, we're currently in a series called 5 Things We Want to Change at Kings Island for every region of the park. We're going to be doing that every month. That's going to be going well into the operating season because we have a lot of stuff to cover with Kings Island. We got 5 things for each and every region of the park, but I'm going to save Kings Island. I'm going to take Kings Island out of this, and we're going to talk about 5 things in the coaster industry that I'd love to see. We're going to start off at Holiday World, Splash, and Safari. We got 2 things here, so it's kind of a cop-out because they ask me about Splash and Safari and Holiday World as if they're 2 parks. So for the sake of this show, we're going to take these as 2 parks. We're going to kind of break it down that way. So let's start off with Holiday World. For Holiday World, I would love for them to get an RMC single rail. Giraffica, the Pilgrim's Plunge area, it's been dormant. It's been wasting away. I'd love to see. It's the perfect area, by the way. It's a perfect space for a single rail to be placed down into that area. I think that if they were to put something there, or maybe if they were to try to shoehorn a coaster into the Santa Claus area, which is kind of like their kids area, in all honesty. It's a pseudo kids area. I think that they could really do something really cool with a Raptor. That's a very new up-and-coming attraction. It's something to take away. Heck, they don't even have to do the standard, cookie cutter layout. They can instead go on ahead and do something that's an original layout. Maybe call it Santa's Ride, Santa's Sleigh, Sleigh Ride. Something that's fun, something that's creative, something that is exciting for kids and families and thrill seekers alike. I think they could definitely do something that maybe stretches over. Sorry, maybe stretches over from Christmas on over to 4th of July and back. I don't really know per se, but I think they could definitely do something that's really exciting and really fun. And heck, while talking about where to place it, you could even set it on 4th of July. 4th of July does not have a quote-unquote anchor attraction. I've talked to friends of mine. I say, well, it's the Liberty launch. I wouldn't say that. Personally speaking, I think that if they were to add something that is hold on, let me make sure about this, because I actually want to tell you guys where I want this to be. Because I'm not the kind of guy to where, I'll just tell you, oh yeah, I want it to be here. I'll actually tell you exactly where I want it. Okay. So, right around where what's 18? Kind of right around where they got a few flat rides back there. Next to the Kringle Banquet Hall, in that area. It's kind of behind there, so that way they can do an out and back. Maybe do something that goes up near Mary Marketplace, around the right next to the road and back. Or heck, maybe even have it go across the road. I don't know. They could even go, again, we're talking about a lot of areas in the park we could place it. You could have a cookie cutter right next to Thunderbird and right next to the ship ride. You can have it a original layout over in Christmas or 4th of July, which, again, both of those areas do not have an anchor. When you talk about Halloween, you've got Legend and Raven. When you talk about Thanksgiving, you have Voyage and Thunderbird. Talk about 4th of July, there's not much. Talk about Santa, Christmas, there's not much. Which, that's just the way it is. There's nothing else to say. Moving away from the hard park, though, let's talk about the water park for a second. I would love for there to be a new slide complex. That is a body slide complex that has some next-gen Wild Water West drop box slides, or maybe even some pro slide drop boxes. You talk about some of the really great and innovative slide complexes these guys have created, these companies have created. They are next gen. You can have a few body slides. You could have a few tube slides. I think they have the space. I think they have the capacity. When you talk about the area right next to... Because I actually have a few areas for this. Right behind a wave in that area, I think that's a perfect spot. I think you could also really put something behind or near Mammoth and behind a new little kiddie area that they installed. I think that would look decent. They have the space. They have the opportunity. The issue is the fact that, for myself, all the body slides are kiddie slides. And people always tell me, well, Holiday World Splash and Safari is the best water park out there. Don't get me wrong. I agree with you. It is arguably one of the best water parks out there, especially with Cheetah Chase. Cheetah Chase puts it above and beyond what you would expect from a water park. And I think there is the capacity for growth. I don't want to see them take out any of the slides. I love the Jungle Racers. I love the Funnel Slide. I love Ontharongo. I love all the older attractions right next to the Legend. I think that's great. I think they should keep it. However, I believe that we need to make progress. If Holiday World Splash and Safari has told us one thing, it's the fact that they are a progression park. They are a water park that will stay within the times while delivering great, thrilling attractions. We have the space. We have the capacity. Let's run with it. I think they could easily... I don't want there to be a attraction, a water park, drop box that's like a record breaker per se. Maybe have the longest drop box. I don't really know. However, I think that you can definitely install some really great fun attractions. Of course, there are funnel attractions you can install. There are small funnel attractions you can install. There's small toilet bowl attractions you can install. There are a ton of different things you can put on a slide complex. And I think that, it would be remiss if Holiday World didn't install a body slide. And for water park enthusiasts like myself, that's the only critique that I have, and that's really a big thing, because we'll talk about another water park here soon. I know we're going to be doing some cop-outs with this. Maybe we'll do 5 parks for every month. Maybe we'll do something like that, because I think that you guys really like that. We're going to do cop-out with another park in the same exact way, except they have way too many body slides. I think they need a water coaster. So with that being said, overall, Holiday World and Splash and Safari is a very amazing water park and theme park. I think that they can definitely expand. I think they have the room to grow. I think they've got the capacity. I think the issue is fact they just need to get, with the times, and they need to have the capital. They are a small family-run theme park, and they're always looking for ideas. And that's the one thing about Holiday World that I constantly tell people I love Holiday World for. It's a family who grew up with the park, who grew up riding the coasters, who grew up riding the water slides. They know that park like the back of their hand. They are not hands off. They are hands on. They are hands in. They are always out there. They're always trying to make ways for families to get involved and have a great time. I love the theme park. I love the water park. And if these are my only gripes, they're doing something really good. And I think they could definitely fix these issues. And it's not really an issue per se that, is really bad. I just think that they need to add a little bit extra. Maybe even reprofile Legend, because Legend's helices are still pretty rough. But that's another discussion for another day. So let's get out of Holiday World. Let's go on up to Cedar Point for a second. I know what everyone's going to be saying right now. Brad, what could you talk about Cedar Point? Everyone talks about Cedar Point. Why are you talking about Cedar Point? We're going to start off with Cedar Point not Splash Safari. We're going to be starting off Cedar Point Shores Water Park. And we're going to be doing this differently. We're going to start with the water park first, then we're going to talk about the theme park. And that's because no one talks about the water park at Cedar Point. And I'm going to make it my goal to get a lot more coaster enthusiasts to the water park, because I'm going to be real with you, Chief. That water park's amazing, and no one talks about it. It's a really nice water park. But there are some issues. There are some problems. We're going to kind of break that down here for a second. Number one. I am not a huge fan of Wild Walleye and Perch Plunge. I think that they are older. The slide complex, it's kind of... It's still fun. They're still fun slides. Let me say that for the record. They're still fun slides, but at the same time, I think we can add a lot more to the water park by taking them out and adding something new in. I've had people tell me all the time, well, Brad, maybe it's because space. Well, space is an issue, and I understand space. There is a very big issue with space in that area. However, if you're to go and take out, Perch Plunge or Wild Walleye, if you're to take those out, right? And if you're to add in a next-gen slide complex, or maybe even... when we're talking about the water park right here, and this is going to lead into something I would love to see. If you're to take out Wild Walleye, take out the slide complex in and of itself, or maybe just take out Wild Walleye, and if you're to install a water coaster that goes out over Bubble Swim Up Bar, you could either take it out or keep it in, and have an out and back water coaster that stretches next to the beach. I would love to see that. I've talked about this for a very long time, and no one really gets with the picture. You could either place it there, you could place it maybe right next to the beach, right next to the access road. You know, you could even place it at Swim Up Bar and just have it go all the way back, racing Magnum. I think that would be an amazing addition that a lot of people would love, because, again, that water park has very few things that it's lacking. Very few things. We just got a next-gen slide complex with Portside Plunge. So, you know, it's kind of like, that's the reason why I'm kind of saying that maybe not do the next-gen slide complex, even though I would love it. Maybe not even do that, and maybe do a water coaster. You know, again, there's a lot of things. You could go and, let me make sure about this, because I want to make sure that I'm saying the correct thing. When I say is this it? Yeah, so Cross Current is another attraction where you can take that out and you can install a water coaster right there. And again, you could have it go straight on back, go next to Bubbles, you know, go all the way on back and come all the way back. You know, I think that would be a exciting attraction. I think that if they were to make it tall, you know, like a slide complex, make it a tall coaster and have it go all the way around, I think that would be very cool. We have a lot of options. That's what I'm trying to get at here. You know, the water park, they have options. They have opportunities to create a very cool water coaster. I think the issue is the fact that, you know, we just have to need that push. We need that little edge to get that water coaster. I love Cedar Point Shores. Cedar Point Shores is actually one of my favorite water parks. Whenever I go up to Cedar Point, I'm always in the Action River thing they have. I forget the exact name off the top of my head. I believe it's Runaway Rapids. Yep. Because it has a wave pool and the lazy river. I love that. I love that. I love the layout. I love the design. I love how you get to see Magnum. You know, I love riding Magnum and seeing the water park in its full glory and thinking, wow, this is really cool. So I would love to see a water coaster come to Cedar Point. I think that Cedar Point, if they're at a water coaster, that could truly make it the roller coaster capital of the world. You have roller coasters, which we'll get into this here in a second. You've got roller coasters of all types, and then you have a water coaster at the water park. You have a water coaster at the hotel, which a lot of people don't know, at, what's it called? At Castaway Bay, they do have a water coaster, but it's not at Cedar Point Shores. So let's break away from the water park for a second. Let's talk about the hard park. You guys know what I'm going to say here. Everyone think, oh, I'm going to say that I want a water coaster at the hard park. No, I don't want that at the hard park. I would really love to see a wooden coaster come to Cedar Point, though. I think a wooden coaster would be exactly what the park needs. Something like a GCI. I think you could put something on Adventure Island. I think that you could have something maybe replace the Cedar Creek Mine Ride. I think that you could have something that might replace the Shoot to Chutes. You know, there's a lot of things we could talk about here. Maybe even replace Frontier Fling. When it comes down to it, or Professor Dilbert's Frontier Fling. Yeah, that's right. See, I know my Cedar Point. I know it like back of my hand. Even though I wasn't able to go this year. Take out Snake River Falls. You know, you have a very sizable plot for a GCI, which, again, you could have a regular GCI wooden coaster, or you could have a GCI hybrid coaster. I think that would be cool. However, I know a lot of you guys are probably going to say, well, we need a newer, GCI. We need a newer wooden coaster, because the only one you guys really have left is Blue Streak. Which, you know, Blue Streak's fun and all, but it's not a GCI. It's not a modern GCI in any terms, period. I think that if you're to add a wooden coaster at this park, it would finally kind of round out the park again. Because with Mean Streak, you had a pretty well-rounded park. But at the same time, we needed Steel Vengeance because we needed such a caliber of attraction to really fill the ranks. Mean Streak was becoming a mean streak. It was becoming a rough attraction. Even for myself. So if we were to get something like a GCI installed at Cedar Point, it doesn't have to be a record breaker. It could be, very nice, innovative wooden coaster, which maybe has a really cool out and back. Maybe it's an RMC wooden coaster. Maybe it's something like a lightning rod. I think that would be pretty cool. Especially if it was a launched wooden coaster. I think that would be pretty neat. I think that would be a great compliment to Maverick. There's a lot of different things we could do with this park. And I think that really a wooden coaster would go great in this area. And I know a lot of guys are wondering, well, what about the other parts of the park? I think in general we're set with the other parts of the park. I would love to see another sit-down restaurant, maybe. There's a lot of areas we can see that come in. I would love to see Pink's come back. That's just me. I love Pink's, and it's not there anymore, and I'm really upset. I'm really upset about it, and I'm going to voice my concerns every single time I go to the park, because I miss my Pink's. But I think a GCI either goes from Snake River Falls, comes out over the train tracks, over the river, goes into the area that was a part of the Shoot the Chutes, the little water attraction that's no longer there. If we were to have something like that go around that area, maybe come on back through Professor Dilbert's, and then come on back into the station, I think that would be really cool. You have a lot of space to do a lot of elements and do a lot of thrilling, elements. You could do a hiatus, you can do several airtime hills. You could do a lot of stuff. And I think that Cedar Point's the perfect park for it. Excuse me. I do believe that you can do it over the bridges, over the little river adventure, because they're adding that now. They're adding in the river adventure back. River attraction. So I think they can definitely do it. I would love to see a wooden coaster come Cedar Point. However, we're going to take a step back for a second. Before we go into our final park here, I want to make a brief statement real fast. I would love for you guys to go and check out our Discord, our Facebook, our Twitter, and our Instagram. These are various ways for you guys to get involved with our socials as well. We're going to be making an announcement on Discord probably here tonight. We will start doing community nights, playing Among Us in the Discord. Among Us is free on mobile. On PC, it's $5. We're going to start playing Among Us in the Discord. We're going to be hanging out. We're going to be having some fun. Just a way for you guys to go and get involved with the community and really have a great time while talking to everyone. For a guy like myself, it's like I sit back and I look at what we can have with this organization with Slides to Coasters, and I keep on telling myself this is where I need to be, because a lot of you guys are really amazing people. I love talking to the people, especially on Discord. I love it. Of course, I've been very busy. Of course, I've had a lot of stuff to do, but that's neither here or there. Getting down to the nitty gritty, when I was talking about which park to do, I was in between three. And when I started looking at each and every one, I kind of realized I should really talk about this one because I love this park. I want to go back. Knott's Berry Farms. Knott's Berry Farms is a park that I can say, without a doubt, is one of my favorite theme parks out there, period. And for a lot of people, Knott's is, this really nice theme park, but it doesn't, it's lacking a few things. It's lacking a few attractions, and I think one of these attractions is a B&M Hyper. I understand the height restrictions. I understand the land restrictions. However, I think that Knott's Berry Farm should try to invest into buying up property around Knott's Berry Farms and maybe have a B&M that goes out and back. Maybe have a Twister style B&M. I don't want to see anything being taken away. The only thing that I could really say that I would be okay with getting taken away is maybe the wheeler dealer bumper cars. And maybe, and that's even an iffy thing. I would be okay with Pony Express being taken out too. That would give you the opportunity to maybe do an out and back, going out over Western Avenue and coming back. I don't know whether or not if Knott's and Cedar Fair owns that property or not. However, what I can say is that there is a lack of a B&M coaster. I don't think it has to be 200 feet tall. I think it could be like a Goliath, and I think that would work very well with the park. I think it would give the park a standout attraction again. There's a lot of areas of the park where I feel as if, there are things that are kind of going the way of Dodo. Montezuma's Revenge, Jaguar, for example, right? And those are areas where I would be okay with, because again, Jaguar and Montezuma's Revenge, they take up a lot of space. I would be okay with Jaguar and Montezuma's Revenge being taken out, maybe installing a B&M Hyper. That's something I think would be really cool. I think that'd be very nice. Maybe have it go around, maybe have it go above Silver Bullet and come on back and then, round about. I think that would be really nice. I think it'd be really cool. The only issue is, again, there's not a lot of space. So whatever they would do, they'd have to make sure to watch the Stagecoach line, watch where they're going, because I know Stagecoach runs in that area. I know that they have a lot of things. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at an overhead. They just have a lot of things to work with at Knott's, and they have a lot of glaring issues with their park, just in the scale of, kind of modern attractions. They have a lot of older attractions, but not a lot of modern attractions. And I think that'll eventually change. I think that as the years will come by, I think they'll start to add a lot more and add some new innovative attractions. However, I think this is a great way to round out, because Knott's Berry Farms is one of those few parks I can say I love with a passion. And just simply put, if you were to ask me for any park that I would say that's straight up the best theme park in the nation, I'd probably say Knott's. I think this is the only thing they're lacking is a B&M Hyper. And if you're only lacking a B&M Hyper, you're doing something right. I don't think they need a Giga. I don't think they need another flat. I think they just need one more major steel coaster. I don't want to see Timber Mountain Log Ride being taken out. I don't want to see any major attraction being taken out. I think they can do something without taking a lot of attractions out. However, with that being said, I'll be okay with them taking out Jaguar. I'd be okay with them taking out Montezuma's Revenge. I'd be okay with them maybe taking out Soul Spin. I'm not okay with them taking out any Planet Snoopy attractions. But, with that being said, guys, we're going to kind of wrap it up here. I think it's a good note. Boysenberry's, Knott's Berry Farms. Man, I miss Knott's Berry Farms. And it's funny because I actually have a shipment of Boysenberry goodies coming real soon. And I think that's the reason why I picked this park, is because I sat back and I was thinking to myself, well, I kind of want to talk about Knott's. I kind of do, because Knott's is one of those few parks that I do love talking about, that I do want to have a discussion about. And Knott's is that park. So I think that we will wrap it up here. I think that we've covered a lot of great parks, a lot of great attractions. We might make this a monthly or a quarterly deal. I'd love to talk more about some of the wish list items. Of course, this was originally going to start off in December, but considering the fact that I think it will be cool to start off with this at the beginning of the month and have another show end off the month, I think that's much better for us, because that way we can kind of go and see a back end of things that I'm actually thankful for. Which, if you don't know, Knott's Berry Farms will be on that list. So, with that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We're going to be back up and running here shortly. You might see a little bit of sporadic uploads over the next few days. However, we're going to try to get some news out, and then we're going to be right back into the normal routine media spin next week. So with that being said, stay tropical. We'll see you guys in the next one. And if you guys haven't already, please feel free to subscribe. If you feel like I earned your subscription, if you'd love to get involved with the show, get involved with the community, go and check out our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and as well our Discord. We're going to be posting a lot more on Instagram and Facebook, and we're probably going to start posting more on Twitter. I'm just getting the Twitter app on my phone, so I'll probably start posting more there soon. But with that being said, stay tropical. We'll see you guys in the next one.